Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, Lib Dem leader Ed Davey has buttonholed the BBC boss, Tim Davey. No relation, different spelling and all. But it's all to do with the amount of coverage that Reform get in comparison with the Lib Dems. Ed Davey says that Reform only got 4 MPs. They shouldn't be getting as much coverage as they are. Whereas, he's got a lot more MPs. He should get more coverage, he says, but Reform seems to be getting more than them. He says the party feels that the coverage is out of proportion. But, what do you do? It has actually been given more slots, say, on Question Time than Reform. And yet that doesn't seem to appease Ed Davey at all. But what Ed Davey actually needs to be aware of course, is that at the last general election, Reform got 600,000 more votes than the Lib Dems. And they have led the polls consistently since, I think, January or February. I mean, it's been a long time. They are the party of governance. Now, the Lib Dems also say that they are aggrieved about the coverage. They say that they always thought the coverage was based on the number of MPs, not any kind of polling, but the BBC seemed to reverse that. Well, he should be a bit more... He should be pleased if they have, because he's only got 11% of the MPs, but 15% in polling. It would mean if they have reversed it, he'd actually get more slots, more opportunities than they currently do. So you can't have your cake and eat it, can you, Ed? Now, the Reform source has talked about this, and it said that, well, Ed Davey is, he's always complaining about things. He says, but perhaps our leader is simply much more interesting and people want to hear about it. Prior to the election, of course, Ed Davey was famously running around and shoving hobby horses up his bottom and jumping off buildings and riding whitewater canoes. Since that, he hasn't done anything, have he? He's the invisible man since the election, since his drubbing. Since he got a very poor showing. He's not been doing that. He hasn't been stuffing anything up his bottom. But I think he can shove his complaint up there. What about you, do you think? Thanks a lot. Bye.